My name is Caesar, and I'm going to talk about their policy. And their policy claims that they want to ban guns pretty much from anybody in the public, except for government officials such as police officers and special forces and the army and military and stuff. But I want to say that it's not necessarily, a gun is simply a tool meant to be used for protection, and it's not necessarily, you can't really blame the gun itself, but mostly you have to look at the person who has the weapon and who decides how to use it. Now, also, we should be looking more at instead of trying to ban guns throughout the nation, we should be more looking at what causes gun violence. Examples include movies and video games and music also. So in reality, society itself is the source of gun violence. This is an excerpt taken from clarkyboy.com, pretty much pertaining to Get Rich or Die Trying, which was a movie by a rapper named 50 Cent. And it says, gun violence seems to follow 50 Cent, who has himself been shot 9 times and always wears a bulletproof vest. 2 known associates of the rap star were arrested at a 50 Cent video shoot in New York City after police found they were carrying loaded weapons. Then, a 30-year-old man was shot dead after a showing of Get Rich or Die Trying in Pittsburgh. And Syracuse police said that an increase in shootings was linked to a fight that began between 2 rival gangs when members of both groups saw 50 Cent's movies. As for also for video games, a good example of this was a recent game that just came out, which is Grand Theft Auto 4. And this is an excerpt taken from whattheyplay.com. And it states, blood and intense violence described in the ESRB rating that you find on the back of the box. It is important to understand the context of this content, and while the player is able to engage in indiscriminate violence, Grand Theft Auto 4 does not require the player to gun down innocents on the street as part of its gameplay objectives. So really, society really is kind of just digging itself deeper and deeper into a hole, as in not trying to reduce gun violence, but instead making it, I guess, kind of supporting it in a way by not really censoring a lot of the stuff that's being put out there. And it's true that they do have ratings and stuff, such as movies that contain extreme violence are rated as rated R, or games are also rated as mature, which they won't sell it to you unless you are a certain age. But as everybody knows, that society really isn't the law-abiding citizen that it's stated that it is. And there are many ways to get to go into those type of movies or get these types of games without actually following the rules that are already set. Now, as for society in general, they will not. It can be said that they will not comply to the guns being banned, because it has been taken into account that criminals aren't the only people that own guns, but citizens also own armed weapons. And they use the weapons to protect themselves, and not only themselves, but their families as well. And if the guns are banned only to selected officials, it can't be said that the selected officials will be at the right place at the right time during a certain crime or something. So if the police officer or anything is in during an actual crime, they can't really do anything about it, and instead it's reducing kind of the protection of society, really, instead of actually helping it. This was taken from the Federal Bureau of Investigation website. It says, there are enough guns in private hands to provide every adult in America with one, according to a survey recently released by the Police Foundation. Guns in America, a result of a comprehensive national survey on firearms ownership and use by Philip J. Cook and Jens Ludwig, provide details on the weapons and the demographics of their owners. Of the 192 million privately owned firearms in the United States, 65 million are handguns, 70 million are rifles, and 49 million are shotguns. Most gunners in the survey were middle-aged, middle-class whites from rural areas. 46% of gun owners own them for protection against crime, and on any given day, 3 million adults carry a gun either on their person, 1 million, or in their car or truck, 2 million. And so, really trying to ban guns will prove to be more difficult than it really seems. And even if the policy does go through and guns are banned, there are certain ways that they will still be available. As they have already mentioned before, the black market is still going to be open pretty much because they don't abide by the law. A Republican, Mike Bloomer, which was a mayoral candidate of New York, said that in 1993 there were as many as 2 million illegal guns on the street, which proves the black market theory. While firearms are, even if they were to be banned, it still cannot be said that certain private industries will make their own versions of firearms, if not better editions of them. Auto repair shops, hobbyists, revolutionaries, anybody with decent machine shop skills can make a gun from certain household items or just pretty much mold them out of regular metal found like scrap metal or anything from certain junkyards. Banning guns will not only cause an economical crisis, but affect many other laws nationwide. From Independence Institute, David Copel and Paul Gallant said, for example, just to enforce a ban on actual guns, not gun precursors, the Jamaican government needed to wipe out many common law controls on police searches and many common law guarantees of fair trials. We'd have to trash the Constitution in order to completely prevent a black market in gun precursors from taking hold. Still, as a gun prohibition lobby always says, if it saves just one life, it would be worth it.